Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 5 of What If Deku Was a Dragon Slayer. Also check out the playlist I made for this what if. But hope you guys enjoy. Once Izuku and Katsuki awoke, they were told to go back with the other students because midnight is about to announce the next event. When the two arrived at the main stage of the sports festival, the remaining applicants glanced at them but soon got their attention onto Midnight when she started to speak. Okay, remaining contestants, listen up, this is the next event. The 42 students at the top have earned the right to advance, while the other students fail to advance. She then continues. The second event of the sports festival is the Cavalry battle. The top 42 students each form a team of 2 to 4 for this event, and you can earn points by grabbing headbands from the other teams. The number of points each student is worth is dependent on their placement in the obstacle race. Except for first place, they will be worth 1 million points. Everyone soon stares at the Pomeranian but quickly look away once the blonde let off an explosion shouting, "Bring it, extras!" Midnight spoke, cutting off Katsuki. The time for the cavalry battle is 15 minutes, and that the point value of each team will be the total accumulation of each of the headbands taken. The one to wear the total point of the accumulated headband will be the rider. The headband can only be worn around the head or the neck, and that if a team crumbles or loses a headband, they are not out of the game just yet. You will still have a chance to pass on to the next event. Quirks are also allowed, but they cannot be used to sabotage the other teams, and if you do, you will get disqualified from this event. So now form your teams. You have 15 minutes to form them, now go. After Midnight finished speaking, the remaining students were already walking around looking for people to team up with, and with Izuku. He was not surprised when a few of his classmates came up to him asking to join his team. He then looks over to Katsuki, and notices that everyone is avoiding the ash blonde. Our protagonist was pondering if he should be on the same team as him, but then he remembered about the cheap shots. Nah, fuck that. But apparently he said that aloud, and that earned him a smack from Momo, who was standing next to him. Stop cursing, you idiot. Oh wait, I said that out loud. Yes, Izuku. Oh Momo, do you want to be on my team? Sure, I was going to team up with Todoroki, but I'm more comfortable being on a team with you. Izuku smiles upon hearing that, making the raven-haired girl blush with her thinking that he has a cute smile. She soon smiles back and asks, now who else should we ask to be on our team? Said boy then looks around and grins when he spots 2 people. He walked over with Momo to the 2. Hey Uraraka, do you want to be on my team? Oh sure, I didn't know whose team to join. Alright. Izuku then looks over to the side where he saw Tokoyami. Hey Tokoyami, want to join as well and be our front horse? I'm guessing you have a plan, Midoriya. Our protagonist grins, of course I do. He then offers the bird-headed boy a hand. Alright, I will lend you my aid with Dark Shadow, and Tokoyami grabbed said hand. But now we skip to 10 minutes later. All of the students were done choosing a team, and just waiting for Midnight to start this event. Before she started the event, Izuku spoke up to his team. We won't be going for first place off the start, so let's get other headbands for now, but if there's an opportunity to take the million-point headband, we will go for it. Everyone in Izuku's team responds with a nod. He soon glances over at Bakugo's team, which is Mina, Sero, and Kirishima. Midnight spoke up, alright, we will now commence the cavalry battle, and shoots a starting gun into the sky. Once everyone heard it, most of the teams were targeting Bakugo, with them narrowly avoiding other teams such as Team Tetsu and Hagakure. The Pomeranian was throwing explosions to get away and to counter them, all the while calling them extras. But with our protagonist, he was getting all of the other headbands that dared to cross his path, and now was fighting a team from Class 1B. Fire Dragon, Sword Horn. He launched himself towards Team Monoma since he provoked our dragon. Monoma and his other classmate puts up an air shield blocking Izuku's path. Alright, I will have you know I already have to deal with one blonde, and that's enough for me. So I'm going to take your points and make sure you don't advance, copycat. As he says this, he has a devilish grin, staring the crap out of Nito. with one of his teammates asking why did you provoke him for Monoma. With Monoma replying I didn't expect him to launch himself away from his team, but if he touches the floor he is out. That's when the pink-haired boy cut him off. Oh, you think this dumb shield will save you, as he says this flames appear around him. Flame Lotus, Fire Dragon Fists. Izuku launches a barrage of punches at the shield and after a few seconds it shattered. With our protagonist now grinning like an idiot but soon avoided a swipe from Cozy Eye. After he avoided the swipe he jumped away with Nito's headbands. Wait, what? How did he get your headbands? Once he shattered the shield, Monoma muttered, but let's avoid him for now. Momo made a rope and threw it to Izuku, who was still in mid-air. Said boy grabbed the rope and glanced over to his side. He saw Jiro readying an attack since he was an easy target while he was in the air. Or so they thought. She launched a shockwave towards Izuku, who in turn roared, cancelling out the attack. They now had to brace for the breath attack. After the attack hit its mark, they were all thinking, yeah, we shouldn't attack him. But back with Katsuki. He was avoiding all of the teams that rushed towards them, making them back off. With explosions and him using AP shot. The only team that really annoyed Bakugo was Todoroki's team, which consisted of Todoroki, Tenya, Mei, and Pikachu. The half-and-half boy blocked Katsuki and trapped him into a corner with his ice. Now you've got nowhere to go, I will be taking that headband now. He says this with a monotone voice. Oh yeah, half-and-half bastard, a tape dispenser and raccoon eyes. As he says this, Katsuki readied his explosion with the two replying. It's Sero, as he launches a tape line besides Todoroki, who avoided it. And Raccoon Eyes replying it's Mina. She then throws acid on the floor as they moved. Bakugo propels them with explosions, shouting, if you aren't going to take me seriously then get lost. After saying this he tried to grab Todoroki's headband but missed last second. Said half-and-half boy dodged it barely in time with him asking Hatsum for a staff. Once he got the staff he froze it, now making it an ice staff. Alright, I'll be taking you seriously now, Bakugo. With only half of your power, he says this with a raised eyebrow. If you're not going to take this seriously, get out of my way, as he said that explosions popped off from his hands. Todoroki growls, I will never use that bastard's power. You're an idiot. Todoroki was going to rush at the ash blonde again but stopped once they heard Present Nick's voice. 1 minute left. Bakugo grins upon hearing that, with the other boy scowling. That's also when they look to the side where they see the ice being melted by flames. With Izuku's team appearing where the ice used to be, with the pink-haired boy saying, alright, hope you guys don't mind me crashing your little party. Bakugo responds with, oh great, now we got to deal with a flaming lizard. Oh shut up, you angry Pomeranian. What did you say, you damned pyro? Is that supposed to be an insult? It's seriously funny watching you try to come up with comebacks, idiot. Growling, Katsuki launched himself towards Izuku, leaving his team behind. Izuku grins and launches himself as well to meet the ash blonde mid-air. But the two had forgot about Shoto. When the two were about to meet mid-air, that's when they had to avoid an ice attack from Todoroki. Just hurry up and let me grab your headband, he says this, now being angry. The two respond while landing back with their teams. If you really want it that bad, come and get it. Yeah, what he said. Shut up, you nerd. Aren't you the nerd? No, I'm not the one that takes notes about every quirk he sees. How does that make me a nerd? The two were going to continue arguing, but that's when the two heard. 30 seconds left. Shoto then hears Tenya speak up. I have a final move that will let you grab the million-point headband. Todoroki responds with, what is it and why didn't you use it before? Because I won't be able to use my quirk after that for a little while. Well, let's do it. 20 seconds left. They both then look at Katsuki but can't find him anywhere. They then look to where Izuku's team was and saw that the pink-haired boy wasn't with his team either. Shoto saw the two mid-air throwing flames and explosions at each other. Tenya, can you fly? Nope. Well shit. Back to the two boys. Fire Dragon, Talon. Blasting Speed Turbo, Cluster. The two attacks connect, leaving a shockwave in the middle of the arena. 10 seconds left. You damned lizard, ha! He sent multiple concentrated explosions at Izuku. In response, our protagonist throws a massive fireball at the explosions. 5 seconds left. The two then look over to present Mike. They were still mid-air and the two shouted at the teacher. Will you shut up? But that's my job. Time is up. That's the end of the cavalry battle. After that the two land, and that's when Midnight speaks up. Alright, I will announce the ones who will be going to the next event. First place Team Bakugo. Second place Team Midoriya. Third place Team Todoroki. Fourth place Team Shinso. Everyone, there will be a 15-minute break till the next event. Midnight then collects the headbands from the students and was amused when she saw Katsuki and Midoriya arguing all the way to the lunch line. Said teacher told the students to prepare for the next event. But during the wait for the next event, there is an interlude period where the students of the different classes and courses will be able to participate and complete in different recreational games. The first one being scavenger hunt and a ball race. These activities were just there to entertain the public and relax some of the tension before the tournament. After the 15 minutes was up, Midnight and Present Mike call back the remaining students to the main area where there was now a big fighting arena. All right students, Midnight began to speak. This final event is going to be a one-on-one fighting tournament. The matchups are going to be decided by a lottery. But before she finished, two boys interrupted her. Ojiro raised his hand. I would like to resign from this final event. And Nirenjiki raised his hand as well, saying the same. Midnight, being confused, asked them why. The two responds with, I don't even remember half of the cavalry battle. I only came to when I got fire sent my way. Izuku grins in the background, looking sheepish. I'll allow it, says Midnight. However, we will need two replacements. What about from Team Kendo? She was in 5th place. Pick 2 people from your team. After a little while, Shiozaki and Tetsu comes up. Alright, now I will announce the first match. Midoriya versus Shinso. Everyone else go to the class's spectator area. The two boys stood in different sides of the arena with fire lighting up at the edges. Alright, both fighters ready, says Present Mike. Both boys nod. Alright, start. Midoriya rushed in when he heard Shinso speak. Isn't that monkey an idiot for throwing away the opportunity to participate in this tournament? He didn't get to say any more because he got an iron fist straight to his face, which pushed him to the edge of the arena. Oh, I sleep-deprived kid that can pass as Aizawa's secret love child. Stop talking and fight me. As he says this, he gets into a fighting stance with flames appearing around him. Wow, you have such a strong quirk. With it you can achieve your dreams. Izuku thinks that why is this guy praising me, but whatever. Our protagonist rushed at Shinso again, but that's when he heard him speak again. You wouldn't know how it feels to have a weak villainous quirk, how it is to have your dreams crushed in a single instant just because of your quirk. That made Izuku stop and made him look down. He remembered the year he was so-called quirkless and how he got treated differently once he got his quirk. Izuku now had a few tick marks appear with his flames growing more ferocious. Shinso was about to speak again, but before he could, Midoriya cut him off. With a flaming uppercut. Do you seriously think you're the only one who suffered? I know my pain was little compared to yours, but that year of suffering wasn't anything to laugh at. But now these are my words to you. No quirk is villainous. All quirks can be heroic or neither, but it's what the person decides to do with the quirk. Shinso was getting ragdolled in a volley of punches by our protagonist, but he was smiling. Flame Lotus, Fire Dragon Fists. With that final shout, he sent Shinso out of the ring into a wall, and the boy is now unconscious. Midnight then speaks up, declaring Midoriya the winner. Never assume you were the only one who had it rough. As he said this, he walked back into the spectators area for his class. Once Izuku got to where his class was, they congratulated him on his victory with the ash blonde, saying, I could have done that in my sleep. Oh, be quiet. But now we skip to Shoto. He was on his way to his first round match, but that's when he encountered his father. The number 2 hero Endeavor. Shoto, stop this rebellious act, use your flames. Said boy just ignored his father and tried to walk past him, but that's when Endeavor spoke again. Remember, you have a duty to surpass All Might, stop fooling around using only that woman's power. Shoto stops for a moment and turns towards Endeavor. I will never use your damned power, I will only rely on my mother's power during this sports festival. Endeavor responds with, while that tactic may work now in UA, but eventually you will be pushed to the point of being forced to use it. Endeavor walks away, leaving an angry Shoto behind. We then switch to present Mike speaking. Thanks for waiting. Next up is these guys. Shoto, Todoroki, and Hanta Sero. With the two boys being on the arena now, present Mike speaks up again. He's good. He's good, but what's with that plainness he just can't get rid of? From the hero course, it's Hanta Sero, with Hanta replying, that's rude. Versus taking third, both times during the prelims. You're way too strong, kid. He wasn't recommended for nothing. Also from the hero course, it's Shoto, Todoroki. Said boy was looking down in anger. And now the second match of the finals. Ready. Start. When the match began, that's when Hanta spoke up. While I don't feel like I can win, he then launches two tape lines at Todoroki, rapping the half and half boy. But I don't feel like losing either. As he says that, he turns around and pulls Shoto towards out of bounds. With present Mike commenting that a surprise attack aiming to push the opponent out of bounds. And him encouraging Sero. But that's when Todoroki looks up, now having an angry face, he shouts, sorry. After he said that, ice appeared from under and went towards Sero at incredible speed, making the ground shake, and the cause of it was a huge iceberg. Todoroki then breaks out of the ice tape that was around him, and that's when Sero speaks. Don't you think you went overboard? I can't move. Todoroki wins, he advances to the next round. He then unfreezes Sero, with Izuku noting that he looked sad, but he didn't really care too much. After the ice was gone, present Mike calls up the next two contestants. Ibara Shiozaki versus Kaminari Denki. The two arrive and walk up to the arena. With present Mike speaking again, welcome back everybody, sorry for the long wait. It's the assassin from Class 1B from the hero course versus the boy with the electric personality. This will be a flashy battle, but that's when he got cut off by Shiozaki. Excuse me, I'm not sure why you called me an assassin, I wish for victory, not to take my opponent's life. Present Mike then apologizes. Now Midnight speaks up, you two ready? The both of them nod. Kaminari speaks up, say after I end this in a flash, want to go out. Start. Indiscriminate shock, 1.3 million volts. Pikachu launched a lightning attack towards Ibara but got cut off short by her quirk, which is vines. The lightning couldn't pierce her hair, and after that she immobilized an idiot. Ibara Shiozaki advances to the next round, shouts Midnight, with some of his classmates laughing at him, saying yeah, it really did end in a flash for him. But after they looked to the corner where Midoriya was muttering while bringing out a book out of nowhere, writing in said notebook with Katsuki next to him, offering him tips about the fight. They all have a sweat drop at the two. Weren't they trying to kill each other earlier? They soon shrug and look forward once present Mike announces the next fight. Tenya Lita versus Mei Hatsum. It was basically a 15-minute presentation using Tenya as a testing subject. Everyone's sweat dropped after that fight, with Midnight announcing Tenya as the winner. He is advancing. I will be skipping Yuga and Mina's fight and Momo's and Tokoyami's, along with Kirishima and Tetsutetsu, which Ajiro won, and Mina won her fight and Tokoyami won against Momo, who was sad once she lost. But now we skip to the final match of the first round, where Tenya went to Achiko's waiting room to give her encouragement, but he sees said girl looking nervous. Tenya gives her some advice and says to do her best. Achiko nods and walks out to the arena, where she hears present Mick's booming voice. The eighth and last match of the first round. He was kind of famous in middle school. This isn't the face of a regular person. From the hero course, it's Katsuki Bakugo versus She's the one I'm rooting for from the hero course, it's Izuku Uraraka. 8th match, start. Once he started the match, Izuku rushed towards Katsuki in a full sprint while being low, with present Mike commenting a swift attack right from the start, with her yelling "I won't give up." The Pomeranian responded then die. He sends an explosion at her in an effort to send her out of bounds. The explosion blasted her away, but she soon rushed at him again, Katsuki shouting "Take this seriously" as he sent an explosion that hit her shirt that was flying in the air. He then turns around and sends another explosion in the direction where Izuku was, all the while he shouted "too slow." She then gets up again and Katsuki sent her back with another explosion to the face. All the while she was screaming "I'm not done yet." The crowd, after seeing this beatdown, started booing at Katsuki, telling him to end the fight if you're that strong, earning him a "fuck you" from the Ash Blonde, and an angry Shota telling his student not to curse and telling whoever the pro was who said that he should retire. You guys shouldn't even call yourself pros if you didn't notice it. Notice what? Oh shit, was everyone's response to seeing a huge amount of debris floating above the stage, with Izuku shouting, "Thanks for not letting your guard down, release." She then rushes towards Katsuki trying to get him now that he was distracted. In response, Katsuki sent an explosion easily double the size of the one in cannon, knocking all of the debris away and the girl out of bounds. There was a crater where Katsuki was standing at, with Izuku now getting sad that she lost and can't be like Izuku. But that's when Midnight announces Katsuki as the winner of this fight and advance. In 15 minutes the quarter-finals will begin, shouts present Mike. Izuku goes up knowing that his fight will be first. He then leaves to the spectators' room to go prepare in the waiting room. But before he left, the Pomeranian was entering the spectators' area. And once he saw Izuku he spoke, "You better not lose to Icy Hot, you pyro." Izuku responds with "I won't, you idiot." He then looks over to Todoroki, who was already in front of him heading towards the waiting room as well. When Izuku got to the waiting room he opened the door and was about to enter, but that's when he hears someone shouting his name. He turns around. Wait, that sounds like Nay. Our protagonist got cut off by a blue-haired missile crashing into him. "Hey Nijire, how did your festival go?" said girl responds with "Omirio 1. So not that I mind you being on top of me, but can we at least go inside the waiting room?" Nijire pouts, but she soon gets off of Midoriya and the two soon walk into the changing room. When they entered said room, Nijire told him about how she made it to the finals, but Mirio caught her off guard, so he won. Izuku laughed a bit and hugged her, telling her she did her best. Said blue-haired girl gave him a hug back along with a kiss. But now we skip to 15 minutes later, where present Mike announced the first match of the quarter-finals, calling Izuku Midoriya and Shoto Todoroki to the arena. Izuku kissed Nijire farewell and told her to root for him. Said girl nodded, then the two left their separate ways. Once the pink-haired boy turned the corner he ran into Endeavor. His mood immediately dropped after seeing him. That's when Endeavor spoke. "You will be fighting my Shoto in this match." "Ah yes, what's that to you?" "Listen brat, make him use his fireside." "Why should I?" "Because he's in his rebellious phase right now. I'll send you an internship offer if you do." "I don't care." "What did you say?" "I said I don't care about you, nor should you try and make Shoto into a weapon. Now move it before I show you what real flames look like." Todoroki growled, "All right brat, you're lucky that there's cameras everywhere." "Oh why, huh? So they could see me kicking your ass." Endeavor was now in rage. He shouted, "Jet burn." He launched an attack at Izuku and was surprised when the attack didn't affect the pink-haired boy in the slightest. He was even more surprised when he ate his flames. "Alright, now my turn," as he says this lightning starts to crackle around him. Izuku grins and shouts "Lightning Flame Dragon, Firing Hammer." The whole facility shook after that, and people from the auditorium could see a flying Endeavor that's going outside of the sports festival. Our protagonist sighs. "Nizu, will I get in trouble for that?" Over the intercoms the Chimera responded, "No, I'll just delete the footage, and besides he was the one who provoked you. Now go to your match." We now skip to when present Mike speaks up. Was that an earthquake just now or lightning strike? Anyway, sorry for the wait everyone, this is the first match of the quarter-finals. The two boys then go into the arena. Inside of Shoto's mind he was thinking he was going to defeat the pink-haired boy only with his right side. That's when the two here present mic say, "It's Midoriya versus Todoroki. Now start." Todoroki sends an ice attack to Izuku, who in turn sent a roar in response, burning the ice on impact, and the flames were approaching Todoroki at a fast pace. He soon puts up a massive ice shield to block the attack. Once the attack hit the shield melted but blocked said attack, and that in turn created a smokescreen. But Midoriya wasn't having any of that. He dispersed the smoke with his flames and spoke. "You know your father tried to bribe me to get you to use your fire side." That in turn made Shoto angry and rush in a blind rage to Midoriya. Midoriya smirks Fire Dragon, Talon. He kicked the half-and-half boy on his head, making him fall to the ground in a thud. "Yeah, but don't worry, I kicked his ass, he annoyed the crap out of me." Todoroki soon gets up and looks at Midoriya confused, but seemingly happy for once. "You beat the number 2 hero. Dude, do you not know what my quirk is?" "What do you mean oh? He is literally quirkless if he fights me." "Oh yeah, you can eat flames." "Yep, so it wouldn't even matter if you used your left side on me." "Yeah, but don't think I will give up so easily." Todoroki sends a massive ice attack to Midoriya. Tripled the size of the one he sent to Hanta. Midoriya grins, so going all out to see if you get lucky, huh? Well, let's see if that works. He gets into a stance and shouts, "Dragon Slayer Secret Art, Flame Lotus Exploding Flame Blaze." His attack overtakes the ice attack Todoroki sent in an instant. And our Dragon Slayer's attack hit Todoroki full force, making a huge explosion and making Todoroki go outside of bounds. Once the smoke cleared, everyone was in awe at the display of power. With Midnight and Cementos commenting that being strong isn't always a good thing, but these two are crazy, with Cementos continuing. Especially that Midoriya, he destroyed half of the ring and would have destroyed the whole side of the stadium if I didn't put up those cement walls last second. After the shock, Midnight announced Izuku Midoriya wins, he advances to the semi-finals. But that is the end of this part. If you enjoyed this part, tell me how it came out in the comments. Also like and subscribe for good luck.